Hello? My name is zombierecon, and this is No One Has to Die, the game. From what I read, it's a quote-unquote turn-based puzzler / visual novel. Now you may be asking yourself, what the fuck does that even mean? Truth be told, I'm not exactly sure. A turn-based puzzler. I don't think there has been a game made with that description. So it should be interesting. But before I begin, which I'm assuming I just have to click this uppermost icon and it will let me start, I want to kind of logically tear apart the name No One Has to Die. Because it has an implication, right? Usually when someone's not outright telling you something, even when they're outright telling you something, there's usually a hidden meaning, right? So with No One Has to Die, seeing as how this is a visual novel, it means that there is, or at least probably means that there is an ending through which none of the cast members die. However, what it also means is that there are endings, or unending, where 1 dies, 2 dies, 3 dies, 4 dies, so on and so forth, until an ending appears that they all die. So that's a very interesting concept. It's a possibility that this game will live up to its name, though unlikely. Anyways, that being said, let's start this puppy up. See what happens. Hopefully I can reach the ending I deserve and desire. Urgent! The Phoenix Corporation headquarters. Sounds like something out of Final Fantasy or a JRPG. Security has been compromised. All personnel, evacuate immediately. Yes, sir. I don't like dying. Tempest, engaged. Once again, something straight out of a JRPG going on here. Security room locked. Emergency services contacted. ETA 3 hours and 17 minutes. That's a long period. I was expecting something more along the lines of like 15 minutes. You know, get the fuck out of the building before, everything goes awry. But no. Those are some slow-ass emergency services. Visitor has logged on to the Phoenix Corporation Communications Network. Is that me? Hello, is anyone there? No, probably not, seeing as how Visitor is talking to me. What the hell is going on here? I mean, you are a visitor, so you probably don't know what we do here in the Phoenix Corporation, so you'll have to take a pamphlet over in the corner and then get back to me on that. Because once you have a, foundational knowledge, then I can explain in greater detail what exactly is occurring. By then, hopefully, I will know what is occurring, because I'm just as lost as you. Let's be honest here. Christina has logged on to the Phoenix Corporation Communications Network. There's a fire! Everyone evacuate the building! Didn't we already establish that we need to get the fuck out? Like, now I know the causality, I know what is the problem. But you're telling me redundant information here. Steve is logged on to the Phoenix Corporation Communication Network. Why are people logging onto this thing? Just run! Go! Visitor does not need to know that badly what is going on. Just get out! Go home! Go see your family or something. Oh, it's you, Chris. This is pretty bad. I can smell the smoke from here. Leave! Don't inhale that! You're gonna die! This game is called No One Has to Die. You are everyone. You are a part of everyone. So by saying no one has to die, you too also have to live. Get the fuck out. Steve, why are you still here? I thought you'd gone home. Yeah, I would imagine somebody in a burning building would go home to their family, but you and Steve aren't exactly the brightest. I was working back late. Why do you care? I was working back late. Was he working in the back? Late? Or, I don't know if that's like a grammatical thing, or if I just don't understand what he's trying to say here. Troy is logged on to the Phoenix. Another guy! Another person! is on this stupid communications network. No! Scratch that! 2 other people. Cause you know, this is the CEO of Phoenix Corporation telling everyone in the facility to evacuate the building. Security staff report in immediately. What? I'm supposed to leave this building? Really? I just thought I'd go on this communications network and, you know, talk about how we're all in danger. Visitor says the security staff are dead. I found them lying in the control room. Then I saw a warning on the screen about a fire. So I logged it. No! Absolutely not! That should not be your first instinct. Leave! Do not sit in this burning building any longer. Your thirst for knowledge will be the death of you, visitor. You will die before we ever get to find out your identity. For the love of Christ, just go. What happened to them? I killed them, and I lit the fire. Talk about an anticlimax. We already know who the perpetrator is. And I thought this game would be entirely about trying to find out who it was, why they did it, and then, you know, serve justice. But no, here he is on the communications network in a burning building, wasting his life away, literally, to tell everyone that he is evil. Lovely. Who the hell are you? Is this a joke? There's no time for this now. Visitor, if you're in the control room, then you'll have to coordinate us in escaping. You'll need one of the security codes. Okay, so I am visitor. Got you. I guess that makes sense, seeing as how they haven't personally addressed me. They've just addressed these other characters. Security codes? I'm just a visitor. Why would I know about this? The code is RFTS. What? Is this some kind of game to you? So this guy is literally just gonna give us all our means. Hey, we need a password. Here's the password. Hey, I wonder who did this. I did it. He's really indifferent about this whole situation. I'd imagine somebody who committed such a, not a felony, but such an evil act wouldn't be so nonchalant about it, but who knows. Security code confirmed. Security system online. Beginning scan. Florm B3. Florm. I word very well. To be fair, I just got back from school, so I'm not expected, or at least I'm not expecting myself to speak properly. Though I probably should if I plan on releasing this video. It worked! Now you may have a very difficult choice coming up ahead, I'm afraid. Wouldn't be a visual novel without it, friend. Calculations complete. Fire on floor B3. One cause... Is that how you spell casualty? Casualty, yeah, I guess. Wow, I'm dumb. Unavoidable. Candidates, Troy or Steve? Who's Troy and who's Steve? What does that mean? Our visitor is going to have to choose between keeping me or Steve alive. I trust this won't be a hard decision. Kill that asshole! I'm not dying for him. My job here is done. I'm ready to die. The fire is growing, visitor. You will be led through how the system works. Hurry up! So I have to choose whether I want to keep the perpetrator alive or this employee alive. Now, your first instinct, and my first instinct would be, well, fuck it, that guy's evil. Why would I ever want to keep him alive? But on the other hand, because he's evil, if we keep him alive, we will be able to determine why he did this. Now, if it was of his own volition, and he's the only person who had a hand in this, we would have to save the employee, because learning more from the perpetrator wouldn't serve us in any shape or form. However, if he has co-conspirators, I'm going to need him alive so I can discover their location and prevent future tragedies. But at the same time, I'm not entirely convinced this guy is going to be very responsive towards my demands, seeing as how he is very indifferent about the situation, and as he says, he is ready to die. When somebody's telling you they're ready to die, usually they're serious about that. Sure, I could say right now, man, I want to die. And that's a joke. But this guy is in a different mindset. When he says something like that, it can't be perceived as a joke. You need to be cautious. That's why suicide prevention is such a big deal. Is because when people are in these frame of minds, their actions become more emotional and less rational. And rationally speaking, life is favorable to death. Because life, even though it's filled with suffering, provides you choices, opportunities, growth. Anyways, urgent. Please enter the security system orders immediately. The chat system has been locked until your decision is made. Well then. Click here to move to the next turn. So water will come from here when the switch is on. Come through where? The water spout? Water puts out fire but also drowns people. Turn off the switch to stop it flowing. This fire will grow every turn. Fire cannot move through locked doors. Click a locked locky. You may only lock one. You can click switches while a person is standing next to them or turn them on or off. Go one turn without the fire or water spreading to progress. So I can't let it kill either one of these individuals is what it's telling me. Which is different from what it told me prior, where it said I would only be able to save one. Anyways, click here to move to the next turn. Oh! Can I? Oh, apparently I can already act. Well, I failed. I didn't realize. I thought that if I continued, I'd get rid of this instruction screen. But no, the instructions are still here. Well, I'm shit out of luck. I am really shit out of luck. I just killed everyone. Everyone but the stupid chief. Oh god, can I restart? Okay, I can restart. Alright. Now that I know that I need to make a move this turn, and that this is a turn, I will proceed with caution. So the switch, I don't know what the switch does. That's a problem. Whenever I click it, it shows like almost water symbols, like waves. So I'm assuming this has something to do with the water. I can only lock one of these doors. So what I'm thinking is this turn I will lock this one. Oh, but I can't unlock it, can I? So I've committed myself to saving this dude. Which I don't want to do. Because I'm going to make an assumption that this guy is in cahoots with someone else. So I'm going to want to save him. Hell, Visitor might even be said evil person. And to save my comrade would be favorable. So, what, let's take a chance. A leap of faith, if you will. Let's save this guy. Next, we're going to have her come down here. And then turn on the water. Water will come here when the switch is put on. Well, the switch is on. Water puts out fire, but also drowns people. Oh, then I just put her in water. Whoops. Alright. One more time. Now I'm starting to get this. Lock this. Go up here. Turn on the water. Next turn. Problem is, I think she's just gonna drown next turn, isn't she? Oh, okay, I think I have an idea. That's not what I meant to do. Too many deaths. Simulation restarted. Okay, so at least I know that I can't kill everyone. But someone's gonna have to die. So what I can end up doing is bring this guy here. Have him turn on the water for a turn. Next turn. I can't lock the... Okay, so I thought I could lock the door on the fire. That is not the case. And if we go into next turn, two of them should die. She should live. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So this should be the final take. I'm gonna save this guy. Have this guy come up here. Turn on the water. Next turn. Turn off the water. Next turn. And then just wait. Yeah, there we go. So that's what it meant by turn-based puzzler. Alright. That makes sense. Without any context, I thought, something between a JRPG battle and Sudoku. Yeah, I couldn't formulate anything that would meet those requirements. The fire has been contained. Casualties. Steve. I do like the mechanic where you're not just choosing something, you're acting upon that. Like, I actually had to lock out the perpetrator if I wanted to save him. That's not something you see in many games. There was an instance in, I think it was Call of Duty Black Ops 3, where if you failed a sequence, it was considered a choice and you would be penalized accordingly. Like, it was a massive injury to one of the major characters, and that would carry over. That was not engaging. That felt as if you had no choice, but the game registered it as a choice. This, however, it feels like you are making a choice and you're acting on that choice, and that the consequences are, in fact, you know, your own. You're responsible for them. So, go ahead. Why? Why save me? My thoughts exactly! Why would you leave Steve to die? See, I knew I'd be the bad guy by doing this. But sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I could only save one of them, and Troy knew the security code. He's the reason I could save anyone. We need to know what else he knows. See, Visitor is on the same wavelength as I am, which is good. I'm not just talking out my ass. Somebody else can come to a similar conclusion as me. Ah, now we're thinking. I'm not going to do anything to save anyone from here on in. See, I kind of figured that would also be the case. But seeing as how he's an option, I'm going to assume later on in the story, he will become useful to me. So in the here and now, I've just killed someone who was completely innocent. Though we don't know if he was entirely innocent, he could be a bad guy as well. But based on what we know, it was not something most people would do. Tell me now, how did you know the security code? Visitor, check the bodies of those 2 security guards. This better not be a trick. Just do it! Fine, and watch, the security code's just gonna be on one of them. So this guy is not actually intelligent, he just took a slip of paper with it on it. Well, that explains that. What did you find? One of the guards was holding a blue file with the security code Troy told us before written in it. They were? A blue file? They contain the security codes. Each one allows you to lock another fire door. I found the code when I killed them. I thought I'd give you a fighting chance, so I told you the code. You're welcome. Why did you do this? He's not going to tell us. I'm just more interested why would he even help us in the first place. He may tell us that, but as to why he committed this atrocity, we won't know until the end. Instead of asking all these questions, why don't you look for a way out? At least this guy is kind of intelligent. Everyone's so busy, interpreting this whole situation that they're not actively trying to get the fuck out. If they stay here any longer than they need to, they will die. Of asphyxiation, of burning, and neither of which are particularly fun. The main room's completely blocked by rubble, is why. There should be a staircase in the room near to both of you. You're right, I'm heading up now. Fine, me too. Why is he telling us all this? It's almost as if he wants us to live. Which kind of defeats the purpose of burning the building. Unless his goal is whatever's inside the building, and the people just so happen to be in the way. He doesn't hold ill intent towards the people, just towards his goal. I don't know. So while we're here, Lionel, can you tell me what the hell it is that this company is set up to do? Don't waste your breath. He's not going to tell you anything. Why? So she's an employee, and on the brink of death, it finally dawns upon her that this company may not be so savvy. I don't get these characters. They don't feel real, It feels like they're just kind of here to push the game along and not actually, people interacting with the game. I don't know how to explain it. Now, trust me, when I come back to this thought later, I'll have it, completely sorted out, but it just doesn't feel realistic in the slightest bit. Oh, but what's realistic about? Well, actually, so far this game hasn't done anything unrealistic. It's still set in a fairly, it's still grounded in some sort of reality, similar to our own. There's nothing to explain. That's a lie, and you know it. You both work here. Shouldn't you know what the company does? See, I thought Troy worked here. But when he said he was the one who did it, and she asked, "Who are you?" I just assumed he was some stranger that came here to sabotage. But evidently, he was an employee. Crazy. You'd think the company mostly buys and sells things in bulk, but there's something dark going underneath it all. Like what? Beginning scan floor B2. Candidates Christina Troy. Huh? Don't you worry just yet. Then why would you say anything? Christina, that's a nice name. It's your mother's, correct? What? How could you know that? Answer me. Tell me right now. God damn it! Calculations complete. Fire on floor B2. One cause Why do I keep saying that? Cause. Casualty unavoidable. So, about this situation, what if this is so meta in that he's deliberately providing knowledge to make himself seem like if we keep him alive, he'll have something important to tell us. Or he'll have information that is pertinent. That would be so... That requires several levels of thought. Like, well, he could be this, but then his intention is this, but just so happens that this. But at the same time, I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like in this situation, he is telling the truth. He actually knows what he knows. Well, of course he knows what he knows because she reacted and we had the code and it worked, but he knows more than what he's already provided. Which is completely fucked because he's effectively having... Because if that weren't the case, he'd be effectively having me kill innocents. Oh, God. How could you know that? How could you know the code? How could you know one of us is going to die? I told you, I lit the fire. I'm behind all of this. I know everything. No, the answer's not good enough. I'm hoping you know everything, because I'm about to kill Christina too, for your dumb ass. Could we do this later? There is no later. Tell me now. She knows she's gonna die. She saw what I did. She knows my intentions. I'm not telling anyone anything. Just let me die. Urgent. Please enter your security system's orders immediately. The chat system has been locked until your decision is made. And that he says he's willing to die and that he wants to die. I hate this guy. That makes it seem as if he's being genuine, but he could just be saying that so that I do the opposite. Fuck you. Fuck you, Troy. Well then. So what we're looking at here is I can lock 2 of 4 doors, I think. 1 here and 1 here. Because it doesn't look like I can unlock, that would have to be the case. So what I want to do is I want to lock 1 of these. Troy pulls the switch. Lock this so this guy doesn't drown. And then... Oh, fuck. I can't lock both. Oh, reset. So... the fire is definitely going to spread to this one and this one. So I have to save one of them. There is no if and or buts about that. This is also another water switch. I don't know why there's 2 of them necessarily. So what I can do for now is just lock his. He'll be safe. But then I have to find a way to save him. Which would probably just be the water. I still can't lock this. Let's let it spread 1 more tile. And then next, I just turn off the water, and I should be fine. Yep, I cleared it. Okay, so that... I went into both these puzzles thinking they were more complicated than they were. Effectively, the more you keep the water on, the more tiles it will spread. And if you don't do anything in regards to the fire, it will just keep on spreading as it did all throughout the hallway. The fire has been contained. Casualties, Christina. Not again. You don't sound too happy for someone who's lucky to be alive. Visitor, tell me, what would it take to get you to kill me? It's so damn suspicious that he's trying to get me to kill him. You can't ask someone something like that. You're mad! I've killed all these people. Of course I'm goddamn mad. That is a pretty sane statement, I would say. Beginning scan. Floor B1. You're going to have to choose between saving me or Lionel soon. Promise me you'll save Lionel. But how do you know that? It doesn't matter. All that matters is I'm a monster and I don't deserve to live. It does matter. Of course it matters. I want to know too. Tell me why you did this. There's not enough time. Besides, you won't believe me. You never believe me until it's too late. What the hell is that supposed to mean? And he's alluding to time travel / alternate universes. But I'm afraid the conclusion to this story will be unknown to both you and I, since I am ending it. If you really want to know more, I guess you could always play this game. Honestly, I am slightly intrigued in what's going to occur. However, I have other things I could be doing. Destiny is one of them. And recording the next budget gaming. I'm hoping to have another one done by this week. Anyways, that's it for me. See you guys next time.
If I were a rich man, all day long if I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard. If I were